Hi guys, it's Amy and this is Amy by Nature. How y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel. Today is Thursday guys, which means we're going to be doing some more Christmas in July minis and tinies, and we'll be doing our next chapter in our story time with Amy. So, thank you all for entering our giveaways, by the way guys. I have got ones to post out already, so I'm very excited about that. Just a reminder, just to send me a wee email so I can get your address and I can get things posted out to you. So that's just a little reminder. I hope you've all had a fabulous week so far. My holidays are almost over, but it's been so nice being able to be at home and being able to kind of catch up and create things and exchanging emails with people, and it's just been so much. It's been so nice. So let's get on with our Christmas in July. Our number one spot today has got the Christmas in July Plinko that I'm playing a little differently. This is from Kimmy's Corner. Our number two spot today is this Christmas in July with Santa and his floaty from Homemaking with Heather. And in our number three spot today, we have got Melissa Manages. They're relaxing on the beach there, Santa and Rudolph, taking some well-deserved time off, and it's got some rollover. Our number four spot today is one of mine, one of my tinies, and this one has got some rollover as well. And then our number five spot today is Julie's Pages. This cute Santa going surfing. Our number six spot today is It Is Not Too Late Teddy, and this one has got some rollover. So I'll put that there. Our number seven spot today is this Peppermint Twist Savings from Always Angela XOXO. These are so cute, the Karamis. I love them. And then in our number eight spot today, we have got this one from Melissa Manages. It is a seashell tree, and it's gorgeous. And we've got some rollover on that. We have got a six-sided dice. We have got 20 in 25s and 50s. And we have also got 20 in buybacks too. So I'm going to roll, put it round, and I will see you soon. Right, that worked out nicely, guys. So we are going to see what we can condense down here with our buybacks. So number one has got 51, 50, 250, 250. So let's keep a 50 and put a 2 in. Number two has got 51, 52, 50, 375, 275. So let's take the 2 and put a 2 down. Number three has got 51, 52, 50, 75 as well. So let's take 2 of that and put 1 down. Number 4 has got 51, 52, 53. So let's take 2 out, leave a 1. There we go. Number 5 has got 51, 52, 53, 50, 375. So let's keep 175 and we'll put the 2 back. Number 6 has got 51, 50, 75, so we don't have enough to condense that one yet. Number 7 has got 51, 52, 50, so let's keep a 50 and put that down. And then number 8 has got 51, 52, 53. So let's take 2 and leave this one here. Right, so we're going to start at the beginning again because we managed to get round to twice for this. I'm going to give these a wee shuffle just to make sure that everything's mixed up with the 50s and 25s. And we're going to go again. Okay, so that was a quick round. So we're going to go down to this one to start with because this one never got any condensing. So we have got 51, 52, 50, 250. So let's keep a 50. Oops, we can condense that down. And we'll just go back to the beginning here. Make sure everything is in order. So we've got 51, 52, 53, 375. So we're going to keep 175 and take 2. That's only 152. 125, sorry. 51, 52. Yeah, that's right. Put that down there. And then let's do a little bit more condensing on here. So we've got 51, 52, 53. So we're going to keep a 1. And that's our last buyback. And where did we finish off, guys? Oh dear. I think it was here, wasn't it? It was here, so we're going to start there. So let us just give these a wee shuffle just to and we're going to start here. Okay, so that is everything got what it's getting. So let's put these off to the side. I feel like my chair's awful far away. I don't think it... Oh, excuse the squeak. Right, so we've got our Christmas in July Plinko from Kimmy's Corner. So we have got 2, 4, 55, 525. So let us see what we're going to do for this one. I'll have it red today. So we've got 450. No, we've got 5. So let's do this 6 for 3 and this 4 for 2. And then that'll be our 5 in there. So in here we've got 10, 12, 14, 15, 15, 50. And we've got 25 in buybacks. Not buybacks, rollover. My goodness. You can tell it's early in the morning here. Next we have got this Christmas in July from Homemaking with Heather. And this one only needed 2 to complete. And we have got 2, 4, and 5. So let's just mark that one off, and we are saving 8 altogether. So let's take a 2, and that is our 8 for this one. And we're going to need a new one. So we'll just keep on going with these. And we have got 3 for this one, so we're going to take this 3 here and score that one off. This one again is by Homemaking with Heather, and this one's really cool. I love this with the surfboard and the flip-flops hanging up like ornaments. I think that's really cute. So there is that one. Next we have got this one from Melissa Manages, and this one only needed 50 to finish. So I think we did it, guys. So let's just get these in order, shall we? We've got 2, 50, 3, 50, 4, 50, 5, 50, 5, 75. So like I say, we only needed 50 to complete that one. So let's get a 50. I'll take 2 of these 25s because they're annoying. They're not annoying, but I find it easier to count otherwise. We've got 5, 7, and 8 in this one from Melissa Manages. So we can pick that one up as completed, and we can pick out our next one. And this one is from Becca Budget 777, Getting Rays and Surfing Waves. So we've got, these will be 50 each. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 525. So we've got 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. 3, 4, 3, 4, 450, 5, and we'll have 25 as a rollover. So that's awesome. Next we have got my one here, and let's get this in order. So we've got 2, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. Oh my good lord. And this one only needed 2 to finish, and that gives us a total of 6. So let us get another 2 to complete that one. And we need another one. We will do this one from Mary Love Country Living. So this one is going to be 5. So we've got 1, 52, 53, 54, 55, and this one will be complete. That just finishes that one off beautifully. So hello and goodbye to that one. And we'll get another one. We'll do another one of Mary Love Country Living, Christmas in July with the sunglasses. So we'll put that one in for our next video on Monday. And then we are moving on to this one from Melissa Manages. in here we have got 2, 50, 3, 50, 4, 50, 475, and we needed 1, 2, 3 and 4 to finish this one to save 6. So let us grab that. So there's our 6. So that's awesome. And we'll need another one again. I'm going to finish all my tinies before I finish anything else, but that's okay. That's okay, because we'll just go use our minis after we've finished our tinies, I think, rather than doing more. So we've got 75 in here, so we can't do one of these, but we can put the rollover in for next time. And then we have got this peppermint twist savings. This is from Always Angela XOXO, and I'm doing these at 50p each. So let's just get this in order quick. So we've got 2, 50, 3, 54, 50, 475. So we've got 51, 52, 53, 54. It's definitely 4. I always like to double check this. So it's 3 and 4, and I can do one more to finish it off, which is awesome. So that's 450 that we put in, and this has saved us 2, 3, 50, 4, 55, 56 altogether. Yep, just double checking that. Sometimes my math does not math, guys. So that is that one finished. And then we're going to go on to another one, and we're going to do this one here from Homemaking with Heather 72. This is gorgeous. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? It's like a gazebo, like, but winter time. It's really, really pretty. So we're going to do these at 50 each. So we don't have enough to score one off, but we'll put that in for rollover for next time. And then we have got It Is Not Too Late, Teddy. And let us just get this in order. So we've got 2, 50, 3, 50, 4, 425, I believe. Yes. So we can score off another 4 of these, and we'll have 25 as rollover. So we've got £5 in there so far. There we go. And then we have got this one from Julie's Pages. These are gorgeous. I just love all these challenges. They have been so much fun, and they're so much fun to look at. They give you so much joy. It really is quite Christmassy. So we've got 2, 50, 3, 50, 4, 50, 5, 525, and these are 50 each. So we've got 51, 52, 53. So let's get 3 from here. And that should be a total of 8 for this one, which is awesome. Got a lot done today, guys. I'm loving it. And let's get another one. Let's do... Is there one that I've not done but yet? Or am I kind of... I've got a lot of minis. I think we'll be on the minis. Oh, look, here we go. Got this one from Maddie at Floating Funds. This Christmas in July. This Santa in his Santa swimming get-up. He looks awesome. So we'll do these at 50 each. So we've got 51, 52, two that we can put in. So we've got 51, 52, and we'll have 25 as rollover. There we go, that is awesome. So there is all our minis and tinies, guys, and look how many we managed to finish today. This is so cool. And although they're not big amounts, they do add up. So now that we've done that, let us move on to our story time with Amy, and we're going to be doing this next picture of the Cheshire Cat. And just so I don't forget, I did put my 5 in for last week because I didn't have my binder. So I did put my 5 in, so we had 45 in here. Oh my goodness. So let's just put our 5 in. So we've got 20, 40, 45, 50 now in our story time with Amy. I will colour the picture and read the next chapter of our story. Here we go.
Chapter 5. Advice from a Caterpillar. The caterpillar and Alice looked at each other for some time in silence. At last, the caterpillar took the hookah out of his mouth and addressed her in a languid, sleepy voice. "Who are you?" said the caterpillar. This was not an encouraging opening for a conversation. Alice replied rather shyly, I hardly know, sir, just at present. At least, I know who I was when I got up this morning, but I think I must have been changed several times since then." "What do you mean by that?" said the caterpillar sternly. "Explain yourself." "I can't explain myself, I'm afraid, sir," said Alice, "because I'm not myself, you see." "I don't see," said the caterpillar. "I'm afraid I can't put it more clearly," Alice replied very politely, "for I can't understand it myself, to begin with, and being so many different sizes in a day is very confusing." "It isn't," said the caterpillar. "Well, perhaps you haven't found it so yet," said Alice, "but when you have to turn into a chrysalis, you will some day, you know, and then after that into a butterfly, I should think you'll feel it a little queer, won't you?" "Not a bit," said the caterpillar. "Well, perhaps your feelings may be different," said Alice. "All I know is it would feel very queer to me." "You," said the caterpillar contemptuously. "Who are you?" Which brought them back again to the beginning of the conversation. Alice felt a little irritated at the caterpillar's making such very short remarks, and she drew herself up and said very gravely, "I think you ought to tell me who you are first." "Why?" said the caterpillar. Here was another puzzling question, and as Alice could not think of any good reason, and the caterpillar seemed to be in a very unpleasant state of mind, she turned away. "Come back," the caterpillar called after her. "I've something important to say." This sounded promising, certainly. Alice turned and came back again. "Keep your temper," said the caterpillar. "Is that all?" said Alice, swallowing down her anger as well as she could. "No," said the caterpillar. Alice thought she might as well wait, as she had nothing else to do, and perhaps, after all, it might tell her something worth hearing. For some minutes it puffed away without speaking, but at last it unfolded its arms, took the hookah out of its mouth again, and said, "So you think you're changed, do you?" "I'm afraid I am, sir," said Alice. "I can't remember things as I used, and I don't keep the same size for 10 minutes together." "Can't remember what things?" said the caterpillar. "Well, I've tried to say, how doth the little busy bee, but it all came out different," Alice replied in a very melancholy voice. "Repeat, you are old, Father William," said the caterpillar. Alice folded her hands and began. "You are old, Father William," the young man said, "and your hair has become very white, and yet you incessantly stand on your head. Do you think at your age it is right? In my youth, Father William replied to his son, I feared it might injure the brain. But now that I'm perfectly sure I have none, why, I do it again and again. You are old, said the youth, as I mentioned before, and have grown most uncommonly fat. Yet you turned a back somersault in at the door. Pray, what was the reason for that? In my youth, said the sage, as he shook his grey locks, I kept all my limbs very supple. By use of this ointment, 1 shilling the box. Allow me to sell you a couple. You are old, said the youth, and your jaws are too weak for anything tougher than suet. Yet you finished the goose with bones in the beak. Pray, how did you manage to do it? In my youth, said his father, I took to the law and argued each case with my wife, and the muscular strength which it gave to my jaw has lasted the rest of my life. You are old, said the youth. One would hardly suppose that your eye was as steady as ever, yet you balanced an eel on the end of your nose. What made you so awfully clever? That is enough, said his father. Don't give yourself airs. Do you think I can listen all day to such stuff? Be off, or I'll kick you downstairs. That is not said right, said the caterpillar. Not quite right, I'm afraid, said Alice timidly. Some of the words have got altered. It is wrong from the beginning to end, said the caterpillar decidedly, and there was silence for some minutes. The caterpillar was the first to speak. What size do you want to be? It asked. Oh, I'm not particular as to size, Alice hastily replied. Only one doesn't like changing so often, you know. I don't know, said the caterpillar. Alice said nothing. She had never been so much contradicted in all her life before, and she felt that she was losing her temper. Are you content now? Said the caterpillar. Well, I should like to be a little larger, sir, if you wouldn't mind, said Alice. 3 inches is such a wretched height to be. It is a very good height indeed, said the caterpillar angrily, rearing itself upright as it spoke. It was exactly 3 inches high. But I'm not used to it, pleaded poor Alice in a piteous tone, and she thought to herself, I wish the creatures wouldn't be so easily offended. You'll get used to it in time, said the caterpillar, and it put the hookah into its mouth and began smoking again. This time Alice waited patiently until it chose to speak again. In a minute or two the caterpillar took the hookah out of its mouth and yawned once or twice and shook itself. Then it got down off the mushroom and crawled away into the grass, merely remarking as it went, One side will make you grow taller, the other side will make you grow shorter. One side of what? Other side of what? Thought Alice to herself. Of the mushroom, said the caterpillar, just as if she had asked it aloud, and in another moment it was out of sight. Alice remained looking thoughtfully at the mushroom for a minute, trying to make out which were the 2 sides of it, and as it was perfectly round, she found this a very difficult question. However, at last she stretched her arms around, as far as they would go, and broke off a bit of the edge with each hand. Now, which is which? She said to herself, and nibbled a little of the right hand bit to try the effect. The next moment she felt a violent blow underneath her chin. It had struck her foot. She was a good deal frightened by this very sudden change, but she felt that there was no time to be lost, as she was shrinking rapidly, so she set to work at once to eat some of the other bit. Her chin was pressed so closely against her foot that there was hardly room to open her mouth, but she did it at last and managed to swallow a morsel of the left-hand bit. Come, my head's free at last, said Alice in a tone of delight, which changed into alarm in another moment, when she found that her shoulders were nowhere to be found. All she could see, when she looked down, was an immense length of neck, which seemed to rise like a stalk out of a sea of green leaves that lay far below her. What can all that green stuff be? Said Alice. And where have my shoulders got to? And oh, my poor hands! How is it I can't see you? She was moving them about as she spoke, but no result seemed to follow, except a little shaking among the distant green leaves. As there seemed to be no chance of getting her hands up to her head, she tried to get her head down to them, and was delighted to find that her neck would bend about easily in any direction like a serpent. She had just succeeded in curving it down into a graceful zigzag, and was going to dive in amongst the leaves, which she found to be nothing but the tops of the trees under which she had been wandering, when a sharp hiss made her draw back in a hurry. A large pigeon had flown into her face, and was beating her violently with its wings. "Serpent!" screamed the pigeon. "I'm not a serpent," said Alice indignantly. "Let me alone." "Serpent, I say again," repeated the pigeon, but it was more subdued, and added with a kind of sob, "I've tried every way, but nothing seems to suit them." "I haven't the least idea what you're talking about," said Alice. "I've tried the roots of trees, and I've tried the banks, and I've tried the hedges," the pigeon went on, without attending to her. "But those serpents, there's no pleasing them." Alice was more puzzled, but she thought there was no use in saying anything more until the pigeon had finished. "As if it wasn't trouble enough hatching the eggs," said the pigeon. "But I must be on the lookout for serpents night and day. Why, I haven't had a wink of sleep these 3 weeks." "I'm very sorry you've been annoyed," said Alice, who was beginning to see its meaning. "And just as I'd taken the highest tree in the wood," continued the pigeon, raising its voice to a shriek, "and just as I was thinking I should be free of them at last, they must needs come wriggling down from the sky. Oh, serpent!" "I'm not a serpent, I tell you," said Alice. I'm a, Well, what are you?" said the pigeon. "I can see you're trying to invent something." I'm a little girl," said Alice rather doubtfully, as she remembered the number of changes she had gone through that day. "A likely story indeed," said the pigeon, in a tone of the deepest contempt. "I've seen a good many little girls in my time, but never one with such a neck as that. No, no, you're a serpent, and there's no use denying it. I suppose you'll be telling me next that you've never tasted an egg." "I have tasted eggs, certainly," said Alice, who was a very truthful child, "but little girls eat eggs quite as much as serpents do, you know." "I don't believe it," said the pigeon. "But if they do, why, then they're a kind of serpent. That's all I can say." This was such a new idea to Alice that she was quite silent for a minute or two, which gave the pigeon the opportunity of adding, "You're looking for eggs, I know that well enough. And what does it matter to me whether you're a little girl or a serpent?" "It matters a good deal to me," said Alice hastily. "But I'm not looking for eggs, as it happens, and if I was, I shouldn't want yours. I don't like them raw." "Well, be off then," said the pigeon in a sulky tone, as it settled down again into its nest. Alice crouched down amongst the trees as well as she could, for her neck kept getting entangled amongst the branches, and every now and again she had to stop and untwist it. After a while she remembered that she still held pieces of the mushroom in her hands, and she set to work very carefully, nibbling first at one, then at the other, and growing sometimes taller and sometimes shorter, until she had succeeded in bringing herself down to her usual height. It was so long since she had been anything near the right size that it felt quite strange at first, but she got used to it in a few minutes, and began talking to herself as usual. "Come, there's half my plan done now. How puzzling all these changes are. I'm never sure what I'm going to be from one minute to another. However, I've got back to my right size. The next thing is to get to that beautiful garden. How is that to be done, I wonder?" As she said this, she came suddenly upon an open place, with a little house in it about 4 foot high. "Whoever lives there," thought Alice, "it'll never do to come upon them this size. Why, I should frighten them out their wits. So she began nibbling at the right-hand bit again, and did not venture to go near the house until she had brought herself down to 9 inches high.
There we are, guys. That is our Cheshire Cat coloured in. Thank you all so much for coming along and spending some time with me. Please like, comment, subscribe and share. And until I see you again, guys, take care. Bye.